After 26 long, grueling days of laboring, competing, and strategizing, we have finally made it to the finale of Survivor 44. This season started off a little complicated with twists and advantages clouding the game, but I think it ended on a very positive and whimsical note. But that's of course thanks to this season's winner as well. There's a lot to get into, y'all, so let's get started. So, after hearing a little bit of strategy talk from everybody, we kick off this finale with an immunity challenge. It's an obstacle course with a puzzle at the end, of course. As soon as I saw this puzzle, I just knew that Carson had it in the bag. No surprises there. Carson wins the challenge and decides to take Jam Jam on reward with him. We get a little bit of strategizing here as the Tiga boys once again consider taking out Carolyn. They're starting to view her as an endgame threat, which I get, but to be fair, isn't everybody an endgame threat at this point? One of my favorite parts of this entire finale is when Carolyn gets tipped off that Jam Jam may be targeting her. She's obviously hurt over this and considers targeting him back, but she just can't seem to hold in her petty.
If we look at the jury, like,
You need some Tiga in the jury.
Well, the other option is me, which I know.
And it's a good possibility.
The thing is that...
Caroline, what are you doing? Are you trying to put my name out there? I guess you are, because you're never like this.
All of this drama is going to lead us straight into Tribal Council, which gets immediately tense as Lauren is very sure that she's the one who's going to be going home.
My main thing coming out here was to know, like, that my boys were going to be proud of me. And I think they will be. Like, I was giving Frannie vibes, man. I won 2 immunities and a reward. Like, I feel like a boss.
The votes are then read, where it is revealed that Lauren is indeed the one who is voted out. That really sucks. I just thought that Lauren's edit was really disappointing overall. Not her actual game, but her edit. I just kind of feel like the editors low-key put Lauren on the back burner, and I didn't appreciate that. So long, Lauren. And with that, we head straight into the next immunity challenge, which is the classic Emotion competition. This comp is always super anxiety inducing to watch, but in the end, we see that Heidi is the one who takes home the win. Now, this is going to leave her with a very important decision to make, which is who is going to compete in the final 4 fire making. And what happens next is pretty controversial in the Survivor community. Heidi admits that she is willing to put herself in the final fire making competition in order to bump up her resume.
A lot of people have big resumes here. This builds and helps me, but making fire and winning it, it's like the cherry on top of everything. So I would 100% consider it. I have not made my mind, but I'm confident, so who knows? We'll see what happens tonight.
Now, some fans thought that this was the courageous move that she needed to make, while others thought that placing this much importance on the final fire-making competition was just completely unnecessary. I kind of fall in the middle. Don't get me wrong, I love the competence, alright? I think it's super hot, it just could not be me, okay? I would not be putting my ass on the line, and I don't think anybody should have to if they win immunity. Listen, fire making is cute and impressive and all, don't get me wrong, but Survivor is complicated. It is such a complicated game and there is so much to think about. Between the advantages, the real idols, the fake idols, the twists, the jury management, to disregard all of that in favor of making a fire just seems a little rudimentary to me. When the group finally does arrive at Tribal, we see that Heidi is ready to put her money where her mouth is. She selects herself to battle against Carson in firemaking. I can't do nothing but respect it. The firemaking competition kicks off, and it's over pretty much as soon as it started. Because not only does Heidi win this contest, she actually breaks the record for the fastest fire making in Survivor history.
Heidi's flame is all over that rope and it's over! Heidi has done it! One of the fastest fires we've ever had.
Now, that's a resume boost. I gotta say, if you're gonna put your ass on the line, that is how you do it. So with Carson officially out of the game, it is now time for the final tribal council. And y'all, this has to be one of the most polite and respectable final tribals that I've ever seen. First, let's talk about Carolyn. Carolyn was, of course, very emotional in her final speech, which is not a bad thing. She talked about how she used her emotions as a tool and even as a weapon in the game. To be honest, I was hoping for a little bit more out of Carolyn here, but I know that being cutthroat isn't really in her character alignment either, so I get it. I think that Heidi knew that she was coming up against a lot coming into the finals. She talked a lot about having to adapt and be versatile throughout the game. She also did some clapping back at Jam Jam, which I appreciated.
Well, we know what was the target every time. Carolyn also had...
Can I say something within that? Towards the beginning of the merge, you guys were kind of riding a little bit of
It
the
wasn't
wave
like that.
of the Soca members.
It wasn't like that. That's what we wanted you to perceive.
Jam Jam's final speech was full of charm and charisma, of course. He talked a lot about his excellent social strategy and how good he was at reading people and sniffing out their lies. He did receive some pushback, but he was able to overcome it pretty well. Overall, Jam Jam let his personality shine and was really able to hold his own out there. I thought that everyone did a decent job of explaining their games and no one really bombs. So I was a little surprised when we got to the votes and saw that with 7 votes to win, Jam Jam is indeed our winner of Survivor 44. Now, I'm not surprised Jam Jam won at all. I know I predicted Carolyn, but I'm not surprised that Jam Jam is our winner. What did surprise me was that he won almost unanimously. Like, I really thought the votes would be more spread out amongst the 3 because everybody had good cases to make to me. But I also think that Jam Jam is a good strategist, he's super charismatic, and his personality is so magnetic, he kind of makes you want to root for him, you know?
What do I think it is your perception of me? I think you love me.
But of course, I want to know, what did you all think of this finale, and what do you think of Jam Jam as our winner? Do you like the fact that he won, or do you think it should have been someone else instead? Let me know in the comments below. This has just been such a positive season, mostly thanks to that fantastic cast. I am hoping that there'll be a little less focus on twists and more focus on the players themselves as we move forward, but they rarely ever listen to us fans, so we shall see. I really enjoyed recapping this season with you all. I do talk about other reality shows from time to time, so make sure you hit the subscribe button below just so you can stay updated. I will talk to you all later, but until next season, peace.